Okay, today we would Sigma Live would like to welcome Ambassador Tomova from the Slovak Republic Embassy in Nicosia. Welcome, Ambassador Tomova, to Sigma Live. I'd like to start with our first, set of questions on. I see that you guys are really involved in, Cyprus and the Cyprus problem with communal activities. You have the Slovak Cyprus Business Association. So it seems that you guys have very good relations with Cyprus. So I'd like to ask you, how would you describe Cyprus and Slovakia's relations?
Slovakia and Cyprus are really good friends and partners. We have great cooperation politically, economically, culturally. But first of all, I would like to say that we have special role or special mission here in Cyprus. And many years, 26 years ago, we established the platform of political dialogue at the level of the leaders and representatives of the political parties, Turkish Cypriot and Greek Cypriot. And it, of course, determines our political dialogue. And not only this factor is crucial, also our engagement to the ANFICYP. We have soldiers here, 159 soldiers and 2 police officers in Famagusta in Sector 4 in ANFICYP. Slovakia and Cyprus economically have a different character, but I would describe it as Slovakia is a more export-oriented economy, focused on heavy industry and machinery, and Cypriot economy is more focused on banking, financial sector or financial assistance and tourism. And of course it is very crucial to identify the new areas for future cooperation. This is the reason why we established the Cyprus-Slovakia Business Association, in order to identify new potential trade partners. And of course, for smaller countries like Slovakia and Cyprus, it's very relevant to get together or to identify the areas for cooperation at the level of small and mid-size entrepreneurs. And I hope we will get positive results. And going back to the profiles of our both countries, this is very trendy and very relevant, and we are focusing within the business association as well to the new area for cooperation in the research and development, innovation and creativity and startups. We organized very successful conference, not we, Business Association in cooperation with the embassy, the very successful conference in June this year in order to get together the representatives, young representatives of startups, and to identify again the potential for future cooperation. And I hope we will be successful.
It's really interesting to see all the economic qualities that are coming and developing from our relationship. And I do know that Slovakia has a very important and special role in the Cyprus problem. So moving on, I would like to ask, how does Slovakia view the Cyprus problem?
It's a very complex issue. Of course, as I said, there is a long-term engagement of Slovakia to the ongoing peace process here on the island. And of course, we very much support especially ongoing negotiations at the level of the leaders of both communities, Greek Cypriot and Turkish Cypriot, at the level of both negotiators, but especially the activities of the technical committees, especially new ones that have been established on these days. Slovakia, through our political dialogue platform and through communal activities, would like to contribute to the confidence building effort. And of course, alongside the UN and civic organizations initiatives, we would like to be helpful. As I said, it's a long-term engagement, and we would like to continue. And at the end, we would like to see the progress of this and solution of the Cyprus problem for all the communities here in Cyprus, not only Greek Cypriot community or Turkish Cypriot, but Armenian, Maronite, and Latin as well.
Wow. I also find it really interesting, that you guys, Slovakia is so interested in and so invested in the Cyprus problem. So I would just want to know what drove the Slovakian embassy to sort of take on this leadership role to facilitate bicommunal activities between Greek Cypriots and Turkish Cypriots?
As I mentioned, 26 years ago, at that time, Czechoslovak ambassador Emil Keblušek invited the representatives of the Greek Cypriot and Turkish Cypriot political parties. At that time, it was 5 Greek Cypriot and 3 Turkish Cypriot political parties to Prague. They had a meeting in order to discuss the perspectives of the solution of the Cyprus problem, and they decided to continue with the organizing of the meetings then in Nicosia at the Leader Palace Hotel. So through our history, as you know, the Czechoslovakia had been divided. Then Slovakia continued with the process, and all Slovak ambassadors who had been posted here in Cyprus, they led the process as a facilitator of the bicommunal meetings and bicommunal activities at the level of the political parties.
And so now I've been, we've seen that Slovakia has a very long history. I mean, it goes 20 years back, and you have countless activities that you have done with both communities. So what has really been gained here by, conducting these bicommunal activities? Are there differences? Are we noticing something new?
Of course, the character of the bicommunal meetings today are totally different as it had been in the past. First of all, we have a bigger number of the political parties who are participating. Now we have 7 Greek Cypriot political parties and 7 Turkish Cypriot political parties. And this is enormous success that 2 years ago, or 1.5 years ago, we have been able to engage the very important and big political parties, UBP and the Denktash party, to the dialogue. What is absolutely a crucial moment to have comprehensive participation at the Leader Palace. And not only we or political parties upgraded representation at the meetings, and it brings fruits. And of course, our focus is also very much done to the area of the bicommunal activities, like last one, our visit to Famagusta. And altogether, not only political parties, but what is crucial for me is a certain better engagement of the media representatives also brings positive results in our daily work.
And then, so we've seen that, you've had the visit to Famagusta. Do you plan on, are there any new bicommunal activities coming up that you could tell us about maybe?
It's up to the political parties to decide. As I said, Slovakia or Slovak diplomacy plays the role of facilitator. But of course, we can also come with some initiatives. But as I know, political parties are very much focused on the very smoothly continuation of their engagement to the bicommunal activities, and in cooperation with different technical committees, they wish to be very helpful and very engaged to the ongoing process.
And another question I have here is, so to what extent do you see this as a bicommunal problem, or is the Cyprus problem not a bicommunal problem?
First of all, I would like to emphasize that Cyprus has very strategic role and will have a very strategic role, having in mind the current development in the region. This is the reason why we need a very stable country, very stable Cyprus, and of course reunited Cyprus. This is crucial. And of course the fact that Cyprus is a member of the EU, it is also the problem of the EU. And I'm so happy that the President of the European Commission, Jean-Claude Juncker, visited Cyprus, and with very positive messages about the EU direct involvement through his personal representative who should be ready, and he is ready, of course, to help the UN special advisor of the Cyprus problem, Mr. Ade. And not only the other factor which is absolutely crucial, the fact that you have hydrocarbons, and this is also very important. Cyprus is the most east, most south member of the European Union, but the communication or dialogue with third countries in this area is also very, very important. And Cyprus is for us also important in regard of the effort to build strong energy union within the EU. And without Cyprus, of course, there is no doubt that Cyprus should be reliable and stable partner. And of course, no doubt about the other possibilities and opportunities for Cyprus. Stable Cyprus means a lot of foreign investments and so on and so on.
Yep. And just a final question is, how do you see this new negotiation process going? You know, what's different this time around? We see these new positive signs. The media is coming up with, saying the leaders are moving forward very quickly, very well, and the confidence building measures are helping. What's different this time around?
First of all, of course, there is willingness and preparedness and readiness at all levels to negotiate and seriously talk. First of all, you have new leader, Turkish Cypriot leader, Mustafa Akinci, and we all see a very positive attitude from his side and from Turkish Cypriot side now at the moment. And of course it is very, very helpful. And not only fantastic negotiators, very great teams on both sides, highly qualified, real experts, and in combination with new established technical committees and other technical committees established in the past, I think that it's like orchestra. It is very, very important to see, and we feel it. Every day we read newspapers and we receive information what is going on. And this country, we see in this country the very dynamic development. Everybody is working very hard, and this is something what is for me very admirable, and we are absorbing it very positively.
Thank you. That is really, it's a nice and positive message to actually hear with the ongoing negotiations process. I'd like to thank you for coming to Sigma Live. I'd like to thank you for taking your time to visit and speak with us, and thank you very much.
I thank you indeed. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you.